Now, if it is present, the next one in the time value of money is what we call present value of annuity. And for the present value of annuity, this is the fifth important concept, the time value of money concept, and is to calculate the present value of annuity. This concept is a reversal of what? Of the future value annuity. Just instead of future value, the focus will be on the present value. And suppose one is expecting to receive 1,000 annually for 3 years, and with each receipt occurring at the end of the period, the present value of this stream of benefit at the discount rate to be calculated as thus. Look at this chart. First year, second year, third year. Understand? That's what the trouble is. But now, how much can you put down now for you to be able to receive 1,000, 1,000, 1,000? So in that case, remember the present value of our annuity will be equal to future value all over 1 plus r raised to power n minus 1. Let's try to get it in better perspective. Now, let me just make it this way. What I'm trying to say is that if it is future annuity, you want to calculate, the present annuity, how much do we need to have now, which is a, or you can call it present value. So it will be equal to 1 minus. No, before under future annuity, it is like this. So let me first put this one down. 1 all over 1 plus r raised to power n all over r. Now, let me rewrite it so you can get it. It might look rough to you like this. A is equal to 1 minus 1 plus r raised to power minus n all over r. I think it is neater like this. Instead of 1 all over this, in the law of indices, L raised to power 1, you can write it to carry minus here. So that's where I put it in order to make it neater. So you can see, instead of minus 1 here, for present value, 1 comes first. Under the future, if you want to calculate future value, let me just use it. For the future value, it is 1 plus r raised to power n minus 1 all over r. But the present value is what I wrote. It is 1 minus 1 plus r minus n all over r. You can note the difference, because the little difference is what you need to master here. Understand? So, how do you now do it? You can use the concept, you can use the timeline. So for the timeline is what? Is for the first year is 1,000 into, or 1,000 divided by 1.1 plus 1,000 divided by 1.2. This that is written here, you can write it to be 1,000 all over 1 plus r raised to power 1 plus another 1,000 deposited all over 1 plus r raised to power 2 plus the last one, which is 1 plus 1 raised to power 3. So when you add all this together, this is what you will get. But if you apply the model, you also get the same thing. Understand? If you apply the model that says 1 minus 1 plus r, 1 plus r is the rate is 10%. That's 1 plus 1 into this minus 3 all over 0.1. So anything you get here, multiply by 1,000. Multiply by 1,000 will give you the answer you want. So that is on the present value of annuity. The next one I want to calculate is what is present value of perpetuity, and that's the sixth and the last concept in the term value of money, is to find what? To find the value of a perpetuity. When I'm talking of perpetuity, perpetuity is an entity of indefinite duration. For instance, British government has issued bond which is called consul, which pay yearly interest throughout its existence. Although the total face value of the perpetuity is infinite and undeterminable, its present value is not, it is determinable. And according to the term value of money principle, the present value of annuity is the sum of discounted value of each periodic payment of the perpetuity. And the formula for that perpetuity value is given as follow. The formula is what? That is the income all over the rate. So that is a present value of perpetuity. And for example, if you want to calculate the present value of 1,000 at the end of each month starting from January with a discount rate of 8%. Understand? So the perpetuity value of the income you receive, which is 1,000 for 8%, at 8%, will be equal to 125,000. So you just use income, use the rate to divide the income. So whatever you get is the perpetuity value. So that is what you pay 1,000 perpetually. Now the next one is growing perpetuity. You have growing when we are talking of growing perpetuity, this is a scenario in which the perpetuity will keep on changing, like rental payment. For example, an office complex is expected to generate a rental or a net rental of 3 million for the fourth coming year, which is expected to increase by 5% every year. So if you assume that the increase will continue indefinitely, the rental system will be time to be growing perpetuity. So if the discount rate is 10%, the present value of the rental will be what? Will be this. For the first year is 3,000 or 3 million rather, all over 1 plus 1, which is the growth rate to power 1, plus another 3 million, which is expected to grow by 5%, all over for the first year, divided by 1.1 raised to power 2. And the third year is that the 3 million is also expected to grow by 5%. So all over 1.1, which is 10% rate, raised to power 3, and to the end like that. You can see the something here. But in an algebraic formula, it can be displayed as what? As follows. That is, the rental to be received during the year divided by rate minus growth, just like Gordon growth rate. This dividend Gordon growth rate. That says that anyway, for this one, the rent to be received every year that needs to grow at 5%, and the rate of return is 10%, will be rate of return minus growth, which is 3,000 or 3 million, all over growth is 10% minus 5%. So whatever you get is the answer. So that is how a growing perpetuity. You will see that some of these things they are just the same thing, but taken care in different way. The basis is the dividend golden model. Remember, we are talking about residual income, when we are talking about absolute valuation and the rest like that. And also when I'm talking of cash flow model, you see that everything is about the present value formula. About the present value formula. And the last part of this thing we want to look at is time value of money for the intra-year compounding and discounting. Time value of money for intra-year and discounting. So in this case, we consider the case where compounding is done on a frequent basis. With what we have been doing before is annual. What of if it's semi-annual, if it is biannual, if it is monthly, that's when by intra-year compounding or discounting. Assume a client deposit 1,000 with a finance company that pays 12% on semi-annual basis, which indicate that interest is paid every 6 months. That is twice a year. So the deposit will grow. So the first 6 months, which begin at 10,000, will be what? Will be $60, and the second year will be $63. For the first year, instead of 1 plus R raised to power n, understand? So the interest rate is 12%, and it is twice it got it. That will be, the formula will be modified like this into n times 2. Are we together? So n is will not be 1 again, it will be 2. So if you use this model, 1 plus what is half of 12%, it is 6% into what? Into twice. And whatever you get for the first year, it will be 60 naira, and for the second year, it will also be 6% of 1,060 naira, which is 63 naira 0.6. So everything added together will give you 1,023 naira. But if it just you do it throughout, if it's not biannual, if it's just annually you apply 12%, you only get 1,200. You can see the effect, and it will be noted that if the compounding is done annually, what you get is 1,020. Understand? Is 1,020 naira. So the difference of $3.06, which is between 1,103 that is done semi-annually and the one that's done annually, which is 1,120 under the annual compounding, represents the interest for the second half of the year. And this will show you that the more the interest compound, the higher the what? The higher the income value. The higher the income value. The higher the income value. So let me just make some things here. If it is semi-annually, that is twice a year, what you will do is that you will divide your rate by 2 and multiply this by number of year by 2. If it is quarterly, which is 4 times a year, for quarterly will be what? 1 plus R raised to divided by 4 raised by n times 4. If it is monthly, which is 12 times, monthly will be equal to 1 plus R divided by 12 all over number of times 12. It is like that. And if it is daily, which is 365, it is equal to 1 plus R divided by 365 into what? Into n times 365. So the general concept is 1 plus m into n times m, where m is number of frequency or number of times the time value of money is done. So that is on time value of money. I believe you have gained one or two things. If you still have issue in any of the concepts we discussed, please reach out to us. Thanks for listening.